Hello, people. This is Wayne coming at you. Sunset on a beautiful Sunday, and I'm supposed to be answering some questions here.
Hi, I'm Ben. I'm going to answer a few of your questions about the Loom tour and about our concert that we played at the Hollywood Bowl with the LA Film Orchestra, one of the most amazing concerts we ever had the privilege of playing.
This is Dan Reynolds from Imagine Dragons. Please pardon my little black eye that I caught in jiu-jitsu yesterday. I'm going to answer some of these questions. So let's start from the top. What is the feeling you get from singing and playing your songs with an orchestra? This is from Dayami. I love it. That was I because I'm from Las Vegas, I probably prefer everything to be a little over the top and extra dramatic and grand. And when we played with the orchestra on stage, it just made everything more emotional. The strings carry so much weight. And I grew up in jazz band, so it brought me back to my youth because I played the saxophone growing up. And then I played the drums in jazz band in 8th grade as well. So it was a big part of my youth to be in orchestration, to be part of an orchestration, to be part of a bigger picture. And so it felt really special. It's a long answer, but I loved it.
Antonella on Twitter. I like that you're still calling it Twitter. It's great. Let's keep that up. What is the best food you've had on tour? That's an easy one. If you ever find yourself hankering for a meal in Budapest, Hungary, there's this amazing restaurant. I go there every single time I'm in Hungary. It's called Mazel Tov, and it's just everything that's good in the world, served on a table. So go there and then tell me how right I was about that suggestion.
Favorite fan moments from the Loom tour. This is from Ali at IDFan30. Well, Ali, man, there were just so many moments that I loved. I think just traveling the world and meeting people outside our hotel or walking down the street to grab ice cream or food, and to just hear your stories of how the music has impacted you, how it's brought you joy, how it's helped you with, I've had a lot of people share with me. I had someone, in fact, share with me today when I was going to jiu-jitsu that the music was meaningful to him and his father passed away recently. And so he's been continually listening to the music, and just hearing stories like that means everything to me. I think that's what music did for me all growing up, was bring me comfort, make me feel less alone. So hearing things like that.
Sawyer asks about why it was important for us to play a show at the Hollywood Bowl. The Hollywood Bowl is a venue we've played before. It's always had, a very sort of important meaning to us. It's one of those venues that just, has so much history to it. As a musician growing up, it's one of those things you dream of playing there. It's like, playing at Red Rocks or playing at Wembley or something. It's one of these venues that sort of reaches out beyond just a regular show. And to be able to perform with the LA Film Orchestra, that was an unbelievable experience for us, to hear our songs orchestrated in such a way that sort of brought them to even a more special, a higher, more evolved place. And to share the stage with so many incredibly skilled musicians. It's not something we've ever been able to do before to that extent. And it couldn't have been any better. We are so appreciative for all of the effort that went into creating those arrangements, and just getting that many people that skilled at their instruments on one stage at one time was a truly special thing. We're so glad that we were able to capture it on film and share it with all of you. It's a truly amazing experience. I hope that y'all enjoy it.
What was your favorite merch item from Loom? This is Eleanor. I really like the hats this go around. Um, I just thought they were really cute, the dad hats. And I also like the black sweater that said like Imagine Dragons on the back. My little guy was wearing it this morning, and it's like kind of looks like metal, like heavy metal thing. And I always like that juxtaposition because dragons are really not that heavy. I mean, we have some songs that are a little more guitar driven and stuff, but we never claim to be that kind of thing. So that juxtaposition is sweet. Hardly.
What do you eat before a show? Great question. Different for every band member. Dan always eats way early just so that he doesn't have any acid reflux or anything when he's on stage. You know, the life of a singer. But for me, I always come into the dressing room, make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and do a little bit of protein powder, and then hit the stage. And that's what I do to keep up with the other guys.
What is your favorite off-day activity on tour, Nicole? You know, I just really love to walk around the town, meet people, have conversations, eat good food, go on a hike, go to a museum. Yeah, just try to see and feel the culture and see the people.
I think my favorite song from the Loom album and from the Loom tour is probably Don't Forget Me. That's a song that really felt special when we were recording it, and when we brought it out onto the road, we sort of turned it into a tribute to people that had lost people that they loved, and also people kids that we had lost from our Tyler Robinson Foundation families, and that made it have a lot of extra meaning on stage. And I think it was the most emotional moment of any of the concerts for me personally.
Is there a song that almost didn't make it onto an album but ended up becoming a fan favorite? Laura Braz. Man, there's a lot of those. That, every time it comes time to make the record, we have hundreds of songs. And so if you think about that, only about a tenth of the songs that I write make the record with the guys. Less than a tenth, actually. So there's a lot of songs that barely make it or don't make it at all, that later become a song. It's Time almost didn't make the first record. I mean, there's so many songs I could tell you, but It's Time, just going back to the very beginning, that song was not going to be on the record. And then it ended up being our first single. So I think that qualifies as somewhat of a fan favorite. So that was an interesting.
Jorge, what's up, dude? You ask, what is the craziest activity you've done on tour? The first thing that comes to my mind is we were in Santiago, Chile, and there's a guy that lives there. I think he's ex-military or something like that, and it was basically his job to just go on these 30-mile excursions in the forests of the Amazon for some government, and we decided to let him be our tour guide on a hike up a mountain that was supposed to be an hour or two, but ended up being like 8 hours. Everyone fell, got bumps, bruises, scrapes. Dan almost fell off the mountain at one point. So that was pretty crazy. The lawyers probably weren't thrilled about that since we were on a big world tour, but sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. And and it was actually beautiful, and I have no regrets. It was an awesome hike, worth all the threats.
How have your thoughts on touring changed since you started? This is Vanya Martinico. Vanya Martinico. Sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. How has it changed? Just to try to be sustainable. I want every city to get our best show. And I'm a human, so there's some days where I'm sick. There's some days where I'm sad. There's some days where I'm mad, bad, glad, just bad. So, I think I just try to always reset right before I go on stage, to reset my energy, to clean my mind, clean my heart, connect with the universe, and try to give you the best show possible. And when I was younger, I didn't really think as much about that, maybe. So I just am maybe a little more thoughtful. I know that I've been doing this long enough to know that people sacrifice a lot to come to a show. They wait a long time. They spend their money that maybe they don't even have to be at that show. And so as I get older, I think I take that more seriously, and I really want to deliver and give you something really authentic and great every time.
Lynn asks how being a father has changed the way touring is for me. And, when my daughter and my wife are able to come with me on tour, it makes it so much easier and so much more joyful to be able to sort of turn that into a family experience and share these experiences around the world. But on the other hand, now when I'm forced to do a tour without them, it's harder being away. I feel like every time I'm away for a week, my daughter is going through all these different developments, learning new words, learning new skills, and it's a new level of pain being away from that. I wish I could be with her all the time, and that my family could be with me on the road at all times. But I still love touring, love playing the shows. It just adds a little extra level of difficulty.
Are you writing new music? This is from various fans. I am. I wrote a new song today. I write every day, nearly every day, whenever there's time. And when I'm on the road, I have to take a pause because I'm really, really struggling with my voice always on the road, because the shows are so long and operatic. Excuse me. But I've been writing every day. So there's a lot of new material that we're coming through right now. But there'll be a lot more to come. And I'm very excited about it.
Laura Braz. Laura, I don't know how you're communicating. There's no notes here, so maybe you just wrote a letter. But you asked, is there an instrument or sound that you want to experiment with on the upcoming music? That's a good question, actually. We've never really thought in terms of individual instruments, like, oh, let's do more trumpet or strings or something. It's always just been more like, what's the vibe? What do we want the album to feel like? And then we kind of use the instruments just kind of like colors, or like, kind of colors on a canvas, and whatever works. And so that's kind of how we felt about it.
What keeps you inspired to write new music? This is at You Love Yasmin. You Love _Yasmin. Everything. I'm always inspired. I've never had writer's block. Never. There's never a day I wake up and don't feel inspired to write something. But I think it's because I don't think about it. I think my best advice is to just live life, because there's so much inspiration around you. Like, I never wake up and I'm like, what am I going to write about today? Let me think of something to write. I just live my life, walk around, do things, and then sit down and just evoke. And whatever comes out, I don't think about if it's good or if it's bad. I just get it out of me, whatever that feeling is. So I would say my best advice is, you didn't ask for advice, but give it anyway, I guess. But is just to not think about anything and just emote. Just whatever words come out, whatever melodies come out, just anything.
Celine asks, what am I most excited to be doing now that we are done touring? Well, we're certainly not done touring. We're taking, a bit of a break. And the thing I'm most excited about is just being at home with my family, cooking homemade meals, getting to go to farmers markets, getting to go on walks on the beach with my wife and my daughter, getting to, watch the leaves fall off the trees, getting to just have a sort of slower paced life at home, and really connecting with, who I am as a person, as a father, as a husband outside of Imagine Dragons, and being able to be with my family. I'm fortunate to live near, my parents, my sister, my cousins, my aunts, my uncles, and even though I'm so close, because I'm away on tour so much, it feels like I don't get to see those people as much as I really would like to. And now that I have some time at home, I get the time to connect with them, to play games with them, to share meals with them, to, share my daughter, who is a complete crazy little toddler right now, and have them share her with me, hopefully take her off our hands for a few minutes when we need some time to relax. But it's just an amazing thing to be able to have both aspects of life. It's hard to have balance when you're out on the road playing a show every night or every other night, and to be able to unplug from that for a little bit is a gift that I'm going to make sure I take advantage of.
Have you had any celebrities to your show you were excited to meet? Daniel. That's the last question for me. Celebrities that I've been excited to meet. I feel, this is such a boring answer, but I don't think that there's any celebrity. I don't get particularly excited to meet celebrities. I think at this point in my career, I've met enough celebrities to know that it's not a very exciting thing to meet. And it's not even because it's like, don't meet your heroes thing. It's more just like, I just get excited to meet an interesting person, and and celebrities are not always that interesting. So I like to meet people who are interesting. But maybe if like Harry Nelson would have come to a show, that'd be cool. But he died a long time ago. But I would be pretty jazzed about that. But yeah, some cool people have come to our shows for sure. I can't think of anybody that jumps to mind.
Hopefully these answers have been good. I don't know. Acceptable at least. And love you guys. Love all of our listeners. You guys are like family to us. We couldn't do what we do without you guys. And we can't wait to see you on the road again, as we're in the studio now. We're making a new album, making new music. We're very excited with what we're doing, and we think you guys will be too. And thanks for listening. I don't know how this is going to be cut up or whatever, but I trust in the powers that be. All right, later.
I love you all, and I'll see you when I see you. Be good to yourself. I love you.